Puck is dropped, and we're underway in Buffalo. And glad you're along with us as it goes down into the Sabres zone, down to the left. Matt Murray getting the start in goal for the Maple Leafs, first after coming back from bilateral hip surgery. And so that opportunity for the Leafs to get him through waivers turns out to be a fairly important part of the equation. Flipped down into Buffalo territory as the Tavares line with Nylander on the wing getting the start for the Maple Leafs, and it is brought to you by Molson, the official beer sponsor of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Joe Bowen and Jim Ralph just settling into our chairs nicely in time for the start of this one as it's played down into the corner in the Buffalo zone. The puck is knocked free and dragged out into the center ice area by the Sabres, but they can't penetrate the Leaf zone. Played back into Buffalo territory. Along the boards, punched out there by Samuelson. Onto the left wing side, and we're going to get an offside as Nyes rolls over one of the Sabre players right at the blue line.
I think
Nyes. Drive in, Mr. Ralph. Nice day. Nice day for travel.
It never really changes, does it?
You know, McCowan Boulevard is a mess. And just for anybody who might be out there, just to let you know. Sabres snap it in off the boards and send it around on the boards. Cut off there by Jake McCabe. He couldn't get it out as it comes back to the point. A one-timer whistled wide of Matt Murray's cage. Played around back of the net. Sabres trying to get out in front. Benoit takes his man down. Max Domi gets it on the wing. Nice play there by Robertson, and a 3-on-1 as Domi closes with a pass to the right wing side. They score! Bobby McMahon! Talk about a hot line. Max Domi waited, and then I almost thought the pass was too far, Jimmy. But from a sharp angle, McMahon opens the scoring.
Boy, and this all starts by Jake McCabe, a little backhand pass from behind his own net that the Leafs gobble up and then take the other way. I also think the one-timer, Joe, is on a rolling puck.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Yes, you're right. It looked like Max Domi had waited too long. The defenseman went down to take the pass away, but it got under his stick. And Bobby McMahon, bottom right wing circle, snaps it past Pekka Luukkonen, and this game starts much like the Montreal game for the Buffalo Sabres, which is an early goal against.
Nick Robertson's going to get an assist here. He made a great play. Then here's a chance for the Sabres, and a good save made by goaltender Matt Murray. Puck in the Toronto zone. Robertson made a great play to get the puck free and get it ahead, and Domi ends up making the play that Bobby McMahon finishes on. And for McMahon, that is goal number 8 on the season. Sabres back to the Leaf blue line. Tipped in by McLeod into the left wing corner. Tanev took his man down. Leafs play it off the glass and into center ice and force the Sabres back into their own end. Owen Power starting back up. A pass on the left wing, got in over the line. Nylander couldn't come up with it. Tanev blocks it into the corners. It comes back to that centering pass, and the Sabres score. Alex Tuck in front of the net. Did I mention this was the Little Shop of Horrors?
A lot of times in this building, last shot wins between the Leafs and the Buffalo Sabres. Matt Murray stops the first one in tight. And here, they've got numbers everywhere, but nobody takes Alex Tuck, who's between the hash marks. John Tavares is the closest, but 4 Leafs get caught watching the puck. And I don't know what the referees are huddled in front of the penalty box discussing something.
Just 2:34, the time of the goal.
Now, Chris Tanev was clipped with a high stick, it appeared. But I don't know if that was from the follow-through of a pass or whether the high stick came up and should have been a penalty.
The goal is disallowed on the play. There's a double minor. The Buffalo player's not there for high sticking.
Boy, the Little Shop of Horrors has a different script. Lindy Ruff beside himself. The Sabres tie it. The goal's waved off. and it's a double minor. A 4-minute power play for the Leafs.
How?
I mean, it's reviewable anyway. Craig Berube could have asked for it to be reviewed. See, I didn't know whether this was a high stick or a follow-through, but it was Zucker.
Yeah.
Jason Zucker is going to go. But this is similar to the Austin Matthews high stick not that long ago, Joe, where he tried to jump in over the blue line. And I'm trying to think of where that was. I don't believe it was in Dallas.
So
It might have been in Pittsburgh.
Are going to the power play, brought to you by Subaru dealers. Enjoy fall to the fullest with symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive. Visit your local Subaru dealer to book a test drive today. Now they're looking at it to see
the time.
If it's a double minor.
No, I think they're looking at it to make sure they reset the time.
Okay.
Because obviously play should have stopped when Buffalo had control of the puck. So they'll add some time back onto the clock.
Well, let's listen in.
Call of the ice is confirmed. Buffalo penalty. Zucker double minor for high sticking prior to the scoring of the goal.
Kelly Sutherland and Jake Brink are the referees. Michel Cormier and Jonathan Deschamps are the linesmen.
Yeah, so obviously what they were looking at was to make sure it wasn't the follow-through of a pass. And what happened was Zucker chipped it past Chris Tanev and then lifted his stick as he tried to jump past him. Stick came up and caught him. Yeah, and I believe, I don't know whether it was Pittsburgh or where it was on the road that Austin Matthews took a similar penalty.
And Chris Tanev is joining the list of players that have had bad incidents with their schnozzes or their faces in recent nights. Leafs go to a double minor on the power play as Tavares gets waved out.
Well, I mean, it's hard not. We've known Lindy Ruff a long time. It is hard not to feel for what he's going through.
Draw one by Toronto. It goes to the right wing side to Marner. Marner to the half boards, back to the point to Riley. One-timer on the near side by Nylander was stopped. Nylander after the loose puck. Chips it along the boards. Matthews got it into the corner. Tavares won't get there in time. And it's launched out and down the ice by the Buffalo defender.
Buffalo 22nd on the penalty kill this season. Leafs have to have a killer instinct.
Riley dropping it back. Nylander, the last man, brings it to the line and in on the right side. Rings the boards with it. It'll find Matthews on the near side. Back of the net and around the boards to trap it there. It comes back to the point to Riley. Riley back in front of the net now for Tavares, and a wrist shot went wiring over top of the goal, and it is played by Buffalo out and down the ice.
3:05 to go in the double minor.
Leafs power play in the last 5 games, 2 of 12. Shot in by Riley. Fed into the left wing corner. Grabbed off by the Sabres, and out and down the ice it'll go. Knives with Pacioretty, Robertson, and Domi over the boards. Ekman-Larsson is out there as well, and brought on by Domi to the line. Played into the corner, Pacioretty. Poked it along the boards, but Knives failed to come up with it. And it's going to be played out into the center ice area with 2:33 left in the double minor. Ekman-Larsson coming through neutral ice. Up on the right side for Max Domi. Stops it up, got it into Pacioretty. Comes in front of the net, and Knives just failed to trap it. Grabbed off by Robertson and back to Ekman-Larsson. Oliver Ekman-Larsson getting it off on the right wing side to Domi. Domi with a pass in front, had it blocked. Gets it back again to Ekman-Larsson. Larsson with a shot. That deflected and just went wide. Domi getting it freed up, but the bad pass by Pacioretty as it hit a skate is easily cleared now by Buffalo, and the first penalty is over.
Sabres could get a huge confidence boost if they can get out of this.
Riley starting back at center, and now Marner with a lead pass that was on goal. No icing, and so played by Matthews around the boards. It'll come back to the point. Shot went wide of the net. Matthews with the rebound in the corner. Drags it out back to the point. It goes to Marner. Marner walks to the right wing side. Dishes it back to Matthews to Riley. Back to Matthews on the left wing boards at the half boards. Down low to Nylander. Nylander works back to the half boards near side. Back to Matthews in the corner. Back to Willie. Nylander into the slot area for Marner trying to get out in front. Poked it away from him, and the Sabres get it out and down the ice. Large group of Leaf fans, as always, at KeyBank Center. We haven't had a real good wide-angle shot of the building yet to see how many, but there are a lot of empty seats. Now a chance for the Leafs in with a shot, and that deflects off the stick of Nylander and goes into the screen and out of play.
Leafs just one shot on goal so far here in this extended power play. Power play is now dropped down to 20th best in the National Hockey League. Not as high as, 16 or 17?
Yeah. I mean, when it started, it was 32nd, right?
Yeah.
It was not good. Face-off won by Toronto. It'll come back to the point with 50 seconds left in the power play. Marner with a shot in front of the net looking for Tavares, and Ekman-Larsson was just able to keep it in. Now Tavares with it to the near side to Willie, and he fired it wide. Marner traps. Back to the point to Ekman-Larsson. Now to Willie again. A pass in front of the net for Tavares doesn't work. Now to Nylander. Closing a pass in front. They score! Matthews set up beautifully by set up beautifully by Nylander. And it is 2-0 Toronto on an enormous break given to the Maple Leafs here.
And very similar to the spot that Bobby McMahon scored from. Bottom of the right wing circle. This was after the Leafs were fortunate to be able to track down the puck and keep it in the Sabres zone. Nylander had a couple of opportunities, missed the net once, and this time, fake shot from the left wing circle and spots Austin Matthews wide open to the right. He puts it onto the stick of Matthews and he snaps it. Glove side on looking at before he can get over. And for Austin Matthews, his third power play goal of the season as the Leafs up 2-0.
Sabres get it in over the line. Thompson dropping it back. Got it in front of the net. That rolled wide of the Toronto goal. Tanev one-handing it along the boards. And it's poked out into the center ice. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen is 8-10-3 this season with the Sabres with a 3.0 goals against average and an .896 save percentage. He is 0-3-1 lifetime against the Maple Leafs and a 4.36 goals against average. Former Ontario Hockey League most valuable player in his one season with the Sudbury Wolves. Down into the corner it goes into the Toronto zone. Tripped along the boards by Pontus Holmberg. And then Benoit got it up on the wing, and Domi is out. Max trying to flip it in, had it blocked there partially by Dennis Gilbert. Domi carries down into the corner, diligently set it in front of the net. Here's a shot there by McMahon that went wide of the goal. Leafs keeping it in. Domi in the corner. Domi getting it back to the point. McCabe into the far side for Robertson. Robertson twists and turns. Back to the point. Just knocked down there by Jake McCabe. A wrist shot is deflected wide of the net. McMahon out of the corner now with the left wing boards with it. With a shot. That was knocked down. Domi providing the screen. And this line has just been outstanding since put together a couple of games ago. Sabres will get it out at center, and it is launched high into the Toronto end, and that's going to be an icing call. No, it's not. Sorry. McCabe going back to retrieve it. Brought to center ice for Tavares. In on the left wing. Sends it around the boards back of the net. Chipped along by Samuelsson of the Sabres. Trapped over there by Nylander. Puck came in front of the net. Pushed back at center. Now Timmins in a foot race trying to get back to it. But Murray has come out of the goal to play it around the boards, and the Leafs pump it up on the wing and get it out at center. Tavares will get it into the zone, but no further. Nylander on the near boards. Trying to drag it in. A delayed offside in effect. And the Leafs will have to tag up, and the Sabres get it out into the center ice area. Peyton Krebs dropping it back. 11:27 to go in the first, and the Leafs are up 2-0. Long shot goes wide of the Toronto goal. Back of the net, Morgan Riley chases after it in the near corner. It'll get out into the center ice area, and it's been deflected and gone out of play. And so a faceoff will come in neutral ice, with the Leafs getting goals from Bobby McMahon. And then on the power play, Austin Matthews. 2-0 in favor of Toronto. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Well, the line scored 3 goals in Dallas. Max Domi picked up a goal in the win against Buffalo at home, and now they're on the board here along with Matthews.
Well, and of course, it all started at home against Buffalo last Sunday.
Kept in by Matthews, a bouncing shot in, and Luukkonen just got his left pad in front of that. Sabres get it to the line and out, and it's knocked high in the air and then shot into the Toronto zone. Bounces into the left wing corner. Zucker after it there, trying to get it back to the point, and he has. Wrist shot coming. That is blocked. Buffalo's had one shot on goal, and one of the Leafs is down and hurt.
Ekman Larsson. I think he took that in the hand.
Well, I don't know. Well, he's kind of doubled over a little bit where.
Boy, he's going right to the Leaf room.
Right to the room, yeah, and he's wobbling.
Trying to watch it again. It was Rasmus Dahlin. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's about hand high.
Hand high and
midsection.
Start of the midsection, lower extremities.
Rasmus Dahlin back in the lineup for the Buffalo Sabres. He missed the last 7 games with an injury. I mean, the shots are just 3-1. The Leafs are holding a 2-0 lead, 10:41 to go in the opening period.
Draw one by Buffalo, back at the blue line. Clifton trying to get it into the corner, then a shot from an angle. Another save made there by Murray as he went down to get the pad on it. A flurry here by Buffalo. Cut down into the corner and back to the point. Sabres keeping it in. Near side for Clifton. To his defense partner, Holding, gets it back to Clifton. Clifton shot in traffic, went wide of the net. And then Benoit couldn't tip the puck to get it freed up. Sabres keeping it in and have good pressure going here against the Leafs. Cousins plays it around back of the net. Oh. Good hit there against the Leaf defenseman, McCabe. It comes back to the point. Kept alive by Buffalo. Cousins again. Into the corner. Now a centering pass. Good blocker save made. Trying to get to the puck, and the Leafs are just going to get rid of it. And down the ice it'll go. Will it be enough for icing? No, it won't. Huge break there for Toronto. They had a tired group that was having difficulty defending. Sabres bring it back in over the line on the left wing side. A centering pass knocked away by Morgan Riley. Grabbed off on the far side by Owen Power. He works back to the blue line on his backhand, and a weak backhand went well wide. McMahon can't get it out on the far boards. Sabres play it up on the wing, pushed up to the point, but kept alive by Buffalo. They've come on with a couple of real good shifts here as Max Domi is able to just tomahawk it out into neutral ice. Al Domi runs into a man, and the puck comes free, but it is gobbled up by Malston, who gets in over the line for Buffalo. Nick Robertson got it back and fed it ahead, and McMahon gets it ahead, but out of the reach of Domi, and it'll be sent right back in again by the Buffalo forwards. Chipped along the boards for Krebs. Leafs come away with it. Back of the net is Connor Timmins to Riley. Return to Timmins. Timmins will bank it up on the right wing to get it out. Riley carries to center and shoots it in. Leafs 2, Sabres no score. 8:36 to go first period. Moving along quite nicely. Krebs to the line and in. Fed into the corner, and a centering pass by Kulich was deflected off his stick back of the net. Pacioretty battles in the corner in the Leaf zone with the puck up against the boards in his skates. Finally dug out there by Zach Benson and played back of the Toronto goal by the Buffalo forward. The Leafs have it now, and with changes coming, Nylander wheels out from behind his own goal. Willie gets to center. Nylander in on the right side. Thought about sending it around the boards, and then when he did, it ends up on the stick of Benoit. Benoit couldn't get it in front, but now Benoit is trapped, and Tag Thompson is across the line. 3-on-3 rush here for Buffalo. Good play by Marner to break up the rush. And now Matthews turns back and gives it to Marner, who starts out of his own end. Pass up on the left wing, and it'll be Timmins flipping it into the offensive zone. Luukkonen plays into the corner, and the Sabres now having difficulties with it, with Matthews thinking about coming out in front, and then he faked that and tried to go around and tuck it in, but it was blocked. Now a centering pass by Marner looking for Nyes, and that didn't connect. And now we've got a fight over on the far side with Morgan Riley and Tag Thompson. What started this?
Now, was it Thompson that administered the hit on Austin Matthews? That might have been it. And I don't know how many career fights Tage Thompson might be in.
Well, never mind that. How many's Morgan Riley been in?
That was the second part that I was going to say. Oh, it was a later hit. We saw the one on the boards. There was a later hit. Morgan Riley could end up getting the instigator here.
Well, we'll figure it out when we come back. Leafs with a 2-0 lead. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 of the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Maple Leafs will be a man short. Morgan Riley gets the minor for roughing after going after Tage Thompson, and the penalty kill is brought to you by CMC Markets. Take your trading to the next level with $0 commission on stocks. Pretty good hit by Thompson.
Yeah,
kind of interesting. The two boys from Arizona colliding. Morgan Riley took exception.
Yeah, Thompson's been in a number of fights in his career. Most recently was Kiefer Sherwood when Sherwood with the Nashville Predators. He's also fought Max Pacioretty, and Pacioretty was with the Washington Capitals.
All right.
Well, it looks like,
okay, so they're giving Thompson and Riley 5 each for fighting, and then Riley's getting the extra penalty, and Nick Robertson is serving it. All right.
Now, see, if you want to get this out of the game.
Yes. Shot from the point. That was blocked. Matthews is able to spear it out in center ice.
It's an instigator.
Yeah.
Morgan Riley instigated the fight.
Yes.
But they hide it with a roughing penalty, not to give him 10.
Drop pass. Out come the Sabres to the line and in on the right side. Drop back there nicely by Benson. It comes into the slot area. Coming out in front, knocked away. Nyes couldn't poke it free. Comes back on the right wing side. Peterka into the corner. Gets it returned on the half boards. Back to the point. Peterka goes cross ice far side. Dish back by Quinn. And a shot is into the glove. And now we've got some more shoving in front of the goal.
This time it was Jake McCabe rifled his man to the ice. After Matt Murray had made the stop. Then McCabe was smart. Just kept his hands down and said, you want to even things up, take a shot. But was it Benson? Yeah, well, it wasn't.
There you go.
Benson went down rather easily in Toronto and was able to draw a penalty, and he does the same thing here.
And then a gathering in behind the Toronto goal. No penalties assessed on the play. And a minute 20 to go in the power play for Buffalo with 6:40 to play in the period.
Buffalo power play 30th in the NHL, just 13 for 94 coming into this.
And in their exactly, I mean their last 13 games, it's been just horrific. Here's the Sabres again with it on the left wing with a pass to the right wing side. Trying to get to it was Cousins. Back of the net. Pass intercepted by the Leafs. Marner's going to just play it off the far boards and get it out and down the ice.
You're right. The last 13 games, just 2 for 35.
Brought on now by the Sabres as they drop it back. And coming out with it is Alex Tuch. Tuch gets it in on the right side for Zucker. Zucker playing it around back of the net. In front of the net was Kulich, but they couldn't get him the puck. Tucker gets it back to the point. Kept alive there by Rasmus Dahlin. A shot to the far side. Knocked away. Into the corner it goes for Tanev. Tanev plays it in front. And quickly it is sent out and down the ice by the Leaf penalty killers. With 5:40 to go in the period and now 19 seconds left in the penalty. Luukkonen playing it around the boards on the wing. And Bowen Byram trying to get it out as the pass goes off his skate and forces Tuch back into his own zone. Alex Tuch working to the line and in on the left side. Pass off a skate, deflects out in center, and the penalty is over. Robertson gets back onto the ice and heads to the bench as it is sent into the Toronto zone by the Sabres forwards. Tavares turns in front of his own goal, drops it off for Benoit, up on the right wing side for the Leafs, and it is fed in by Timmins. Down into the corner it goes. Samuelson playing it around the boards, and the Sabres get it out at center. Brought to the line and in on the right side. Bison couldn't get a chance. It's deflected high and goes into the corner. Sabres around back of the net. That'll be played out into the center ice area. They'll shoot it right back in again. Sam Lafferty going to the bench. Sabres got it to the line and in. The Leafs then flipping it to the near boards. Robertson back to the point, and a shot towards the net that Domi couldn't get his stick on as he was heading there. Puck along the wall, comes to the line, but not out. Kept in by Nick Robertson. On the wing for Bobby McMahon. McMahon tried to play it in back of the net where Domi was situated, but it was picked off. Sabres sending it high, and a glove pass will be whistled down as Robertson accepts the feed from his defenseman's glove, and play is halted. It is a 2-0 Toronto lead, and you're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. The Leafs 2, the Sabres no score.
Coming into this game, the Leafs had only outscored Buffalo by 4 goals. But it's been the defensive side that has killed the Sabres, especially of late.
Leafs have won. I had the wrong stat there. I was looking at trying to win for the second time on the road in succession when they have not been able to do so, as they have tried it 5 different times, but to no avail. Sabres get it out at center and bring it in on the left wing with a pass on the right side for Zucker, and he drills it into the chest of Matt Murray, who will cover up on it and stop play and bring a face-off in the Toronto zone. The Leafs are 6-6-2 on the road this year, so 5 times they have had an opportunity to win 2 in a row and haven't been able to do it.
Then it's surprising considering this group set a franchise record with 24 wins last year. 23 the year before.
Look at Matt Murray's pad. His right pad doesn't even look like it's attached to the skate.
No, it's not. Like it's...
Isn't that strange?
Kind of just hitting off to the side.
Play it around back of the net. And overskated. The puck was with Cade. Got it back to Timmins, who got it up on the wing. And now the Sabres keep it in, but a pass and a one-timer. And it is snapped wide of the goal and caroms all the way down into Buffalo territory. Played off the boards and out at center. Leafs go back for it. Loren's turn. Lorenz launching it high into the zone. Philip Myers and Ryan Reeves are the scratches for the Maple Leafs this evening, as Benoit goes back into his own zone.
Well, Matt Murray's pads, mine used to be like that until my dad had come into the dressing room and fixed them for me.
Them up?
Yeah.
Did you have to lie down on your stomach when you had that done?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. Played out at center ice, waiting for teammates to get onside. Pacioretty and sending them in. It'll pushed out at center for Buffalo. Into the slot area now, trying to get a shot away was Sam Lafferty. That was blocked. It comes in front. Oh, and a great chance for Byram. And that was stopped by Murray. Leafs get it out at center for Tavares. 1-on-3. Can't get around the defense. Byram is able to play it around back of the goal. Rasmus Dahlin will play it out into the center ice area. Dahlin just getting back from injury. Lafferty into the lineup, didn't play against the Maple Leafs. Didn't dress, in fact, against the Maple Leafs the other night. McCabe on the left wing for Marner. Dropping it back. Long shot. Kicked away there by Luukkonen. And the Sabres will push it up on the wing and get it out at center. A pass onto the right wing side for Coolidge. He is stopped at the blue line. A delayed offside allows the Leafs to gain possession of the puck. And now here's Tanev looking to make a pass. Swings it back to his defenseman. A bank pass by McCabe. Got to Nyes. Nyes on the right side for Marner, but it was bouncing and he couldn't control it. Now he tries to find Nyes, but it was intercepted by the Sabres. Then stolen back by Matthews momentarily. Sabres back in their own zone, and there's Matthews again, stealing it away from McLeod. But the Sabres finally get a hold of it, and Zucker will send it down into the Toronto zone. Zucker taken out of the play. Ekman Larsson playing it around the boards. Good to see him back. as the Leafs get it to center and across the line with less than a minute to go. Bobby McMahon, one of the goal scorers, into the corner. McMahon tried to one-hand it out in front, and he did. And Domi got a quick shot away, and Luukkonen was able to snare that and hang on for a face-off in Buffalo territory.
Boy, that line has produced 13 points in the last, 2 games in one period. And this time, Bobby McMahon had the puck knocked off his stick right onto the tape of Max Domi. And from the left, Ashmark in the Buffalo zone let it go right away, but Luukkonen makes the stop.
2 goals and 4 points for Max Domi in the last 2 games.
He's got a good shot. I think that's why there are people that are saying he's got to use it more.
Robertson back at the net with McMahon. They battle for it. Robertson knocked down. McMahon continues to battle. It comes to the side of the goal. Robertson couldn't dig it out in front. Domi was waiting out there. Now McMahon up against the boards, comes out with it to Robertson, to the point, and a shot by McCabe. Stopped the rebound. Oh, and it just trickled over the stick of McMahon, or he was in position A. Robertson drives from the half boards, and that went wide with 15 seconds left in the period now. Played to the Toronto blue line. Tanev goes back behind his net, leaves it for McCabe with 8 seconds left. One of the Sabres went flying through the crease. Bit of a Superman slide there on his own as the horn goes at the KeyBank Center to end period number 1. The Leafs catch a huge break after leading 1-0. It appeared that the game was tied, but the goal is dismissed. Double minor for high sticking assist. And the Leafs add to the total with a power play goal, 2-0.
And I'm sure if you're Matt Murray, you're thinking, boy, if it was like this before I left, I might have played hurt for a year, because he got all the breaks. And Matt Murray, by the way, made 2 or 3 difficult stops that kept the Leafs up 2-0.
9-7, the shots favor Buffalo in the first 20 minutes. Stepping aside for Anthony Stewart and Jim Caddy. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Second period face-off will be brought to you by Alpine Credits. You own your own home and need a loan, Alpine Credits can help. Get approved at alpinecredits.ca. You really have to like the story of Matt Murray. Obviously, very successful while he was in Pittsburgh, but a lot of injuries, and then that unfortunate happenstance where he got kind of slew-footed from behind, went down on his back and on his hip. He had to have bilateral hip surgery.
Yeah, that
really
was
a whole year wasted.
April 2nd, 2023, his last appearance in the National Hockey League. It was Lucas Raymond trying to cut in front of the net. Harmless looking play, lost an edge, fell to Matt Murray with him. Murray in that game had played 16 minutes and 16 seconds.
And a lot of the time last year spent on rehab, obviously, but he was up in the press box. And a delightful young man to talk to. But here's a guy that, he could have just said, you know what, enough's enough.
I've had a good run.
I've had a good run. But, he just battled through it. He went to rehab, got himself back, played well, although abbreviatedly in the American Hockey League. Shutout the last time he played in the AHL as they get an icing to start the period against Wilkes-Barre, the Penguins farm team. I think he had 29 shots, if I'm not mistaken. And so the decision was, let's bring a guy up that this isn't going to overwhelm, right? Been there, done that. Had some success.
I'm sure the other argument is, if Hildeby's part of your future, is it an opportunity to play him more? He played last Sunday when the Leafs beat the Sabres on home ice.
We're down into the Buffalo zone. They defend the goal to our right to start this second period. And they get the puck out on the near boards as Tag Thompson carries to the line and in. Sifts it off on the right wing side for Bowen Byram. His shot went wide of the net. Near corner, Zucker tried to center. It goes around the boards to Byram once more. Byram works the blue line to his defense partner now, and here's Dahlin working down into the corner. Rasmus Dahlin on the wing, a pass in front of the net, intercepted, and now Nylander trying to break. Got it ahead for Tavares, but he couldn't get around the back checking of Zucker. Zucker back in for Tuck. In on the right side, a shot. That was blocked. Tuck in the middle. Got the shot away. A pass in front of the goal is knocked away. Nylander can't get to it. Comes to the line and unable to keep it in. Was Samuelsson to stop play and bring a face-off into the neutral zone.
Boy, at least dodged a bullet there. 3-on-2 one way. John Tavares had it knocked off his stick. So a 3-on-2 back the other way, and the Sabres unable to cash in on it. John Tavares shaking his head over on the Leaf bench. But the super line of Nylander, Matthews, and Mitch Marner seems to have come to an end, as we see Matthew Nyes back out with Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner.
And your thoughts?
Well, they were -2 in the first, 24 minutes in Dallas?
Yeah, no. Oh, you're going to use statistics to back up your argument. Oh, sure.
Well, you'd rather me tell you what the eye test said?
No. Left wing side Benson. He sends it in, and a shot went whistling wide of the Leaf goal. Nyes backhands off the glass to center ice.
Craig Berube had said, I thought they were all off.
Yes.
And not signaling that it was one over the other, but just as a group, none of them had very good line.
Here's the 2-on-1 for the Leafs now with Nick Robertson in. He scores! 5-hole goal on Luukkonen. And the Leafs have a 3-0 lead. And this line is on fire.
And if you're wondering why they weren't put together sooner, well, Nick Robertson had been a healthy scratch, but McMahon and Domi were both out with injuries. So once they all become available, Craig Berube had a hunch, and the third line has been putting up points that you'd be thrilled with the first line to do. Is Nick Robertson again sniped 5-hole on Jake Ottinger in Dallas, and this time coming off the right wing. And you could see it from our angle, Joe. There was no room except that little space between the pads. And because Robertson is so good at getting the shot off without telegraphing it, he just fired it in before Luukkonen could react.
And Riley will get the lone assist, I believe, as it is tripped out into the center ice area. Back come the Sabres in over the line. They score! A shot over the pad of Murray. And the Sabres get on the board to make it 3-1. And Robertson's goal is equalized rather quickly.
Oh, and this goal has the feel of a Buffalo comeback that we've seen in the past, doesn't it? Dylan Benoit throws it up the left wing boards. Leafs don't get it out. And this is a wrist shot from the top of the left wing circle, as Dylan Cousins made a nice kind of backhand tip pass to Peterka. And Peterka let it go from the top of the left wing circle, far side, glove side on Matt Murray. And the Sabres are back to within 2. 9th
goal of the season for Peterka. And the Sabres have it now to the line and in on the right wing with a pass in on goal. That was stopped. The deflection off Murray was a dangerous one that came out in the slot. And the Leaf defense bailed out their goaltender there. And we get an offside then at the Buffalo blue line. And with 17:13 to go in the second period, the faceoff will come in the neutral zone. Robertson from Riley and Timmins, the Toronto goal. That came at 1:53 and then at 2:22. Peterka scoring to make it 3-1.
The big save you're talking about by the Leaf defense after the rebound off Matt Murray's right pad, that was Chris Tanev. That was back and swept it into harm's way.
Thompson wins the face-off. Played back by Samuelsson, who gets it returned. He'll play it up on the left wing, and it deflects down into the Toronto end. Murray playing it up on the boards. That got to Timmins, and now ahead for Tavares. Tavares to the line and in on the left wing. Dishes it off to Morgan Riley. His centering pass went right by the blue paint and into the near corner. Leafs after it down there, trying to dig it free is Tavares. It is dug out, though, by Tag Thompson, and Thompson gets it to center, and it is flipped then by Zucker in over the line. That bounced away and Tuck almost got to it as he tried to send it back to the point. Intercepted by Matthews to Nylander. Nylander trying to get it back now for Pacioretty, a shot, and that deflected in on goal, but it was knocked away. Interesting line here. As Pacioretty goes to the bench, maybe it was just in the midst of a change, and now Marner comes in off the wing and goes around back of the Buffalo goal. Left it there for Nyes, trying to jam it in. Couldn't. A centering pass was blocked by a skate, and the Sabres have it in the near corner. Benson just getting it out into neutral ice. Jake McCabe or Benoit. Benoit, a pass ahead. Knifed away by Matthews. Benoit taken to the boards, got his stick on the puck to play it down into Buffalo territory. And the Sabres are there as they'll get it out into the center ice area. Right wing pass into the slot, and it was just off the skate of Zach Benson. Now the Leafs counter. Here's Bobby McMahon centering, scores! Max Domi! My goodness! What a hot streak these guys are on!
And these aren't lucky bounces. This is another highly skilled play. As the Leafs, after the Sabres miss an opportunity at one end, Mitch Marner picks up the loose puck, fires it up to Bobby McMahon, who comes streaking down the right wing side. And as McMahon looks like he's going to start driving to the net, instead pulls up, spins around, and throws it back to Max Domi, who snaps it past the Buffalo goaltender, Pekka Luukkonen, to give the Leafs a 4-1 lead.
I believe this is the first time that Max Domi has scored in 3 consecutive games.
Well, James Reimer, by the way, is now taken over for Luukkonen, the Buffalo goal. But this was, what a fake. And what a pass by Bobby McMahon. And there's not a whole lot a goaltender can do on this one. But this line has been absolutely incredible.
And to think, it really was just kind of pieced together, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if there was rhyme or reason for it, but people were coming back. Okay, you're healthy. Let's put you 3 together and see what happens.
Like we said.
And it's unbelievable.
And Robertson was a healthy scratch 3 games in a row before this line was put together. But Nick Robertson is essentially doing what he did in preseason, isn't he?
Yes, yep, absolutely. But Bobby McMahon adds the physical play. Domi certainly has added the playmaking and the scoring touch. And Nick Robertson is a trigger man. Now here's a chance for McMahon with a shot. That goes off the glove of Reimer, and Robertson almost got to it. Sabres bring it out. Gilbert comes to center. He'll launch it high. Knocked off the stick of Murray. And the Leafs with a 4-1 lead in Buffalo carry it out on the left wing. Shot in by Morgan Riley. The puck goes around the boards and into the corner. In the near boards, battling for it was Robertson, who got it back for Timmins. He sends it back into the corner. David Camp and Pontus Holmberg on now, along with Stephen Lorenz. Lorenz keeping it alive. Holmberg is tripped up in the corner. Could have been a penalty there, but none coming. And the Sabres get it up on the left wing, and Samuelson skates it into neutral ice, playing it down into the Toronto zone. Losing an edge there was Chris Tanev as he went cartwheeling in the corner, and the puck went by him. Sabres trying to keep it in. Pliston along the boards, and now Timmins trying to get it ahead, does. David Camp circles back, and he's got it around back of the net for Tanev. Tanev starting out with it. Launched into the Buffalo zone. Reimer out of the cage. The former Leaf gets it into the corner, and a lead pass springs Zucker on the left wing. He shoots it in from the wrong side of center, but then the Sabres get in, and a pad save made by Murray. I thought that should have been icing. Sabres keep it in at the point. Dahlin to the far side, and a shot goes whistling wide and deflecting up into the screen.
Boy, that looked like the Pasternak goal with Boston, didn't it, in overtime, where it was dumped in. And the Sabres jumped on and it was Alex Tuck that walked in on Matt Murray, and Murray somehow got his right pad out.
It is 4-1 Toronto. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Leafs 4 and the Buffalo Sabres 1. As the Leafs have it in their own zone. Nylander playing it back at the net. Timmins, lead pass off the left wing side, shoveled in by Tavares. Into the near corner, Dahlin is there. Rasmus Dahlin plays it ahead on the right side for Peterka. Peterka upended there by Tavares, but no penalty called because the Leafs have touched the puck. We couldn't see an arm up anyway. As it's played back into the center ice area, and now the Leafs chip it into the Buffalo end. Dahlin banned on a pass. Tavares against the boards trying to free it up. He did, but out of the reach of Nyes. And Bowen Byram gets it up on the wing and to the line and out. Sabres with it now. Trying to spin off a check. It goes in on the right side. Twisting and turning with it there was Quinn. He loses it. Leafs get it back and over the line. And Nylander was behind the defense, but he was a hair offside.
Boy, that was Matthew Nyes that spun and tried to find Nylander. And really what happened was Nylander, when he was trying to hold up, he ended up almost doing the splits and lost his balance and fell. So even had he managed to stay on side, the opportunity would have been negated.
Lindy Ruff's team is pretty young, 26.1.
But that's
the youngest in the league.
But his team is making Lindy Ruff a lot older.
Left wing side now for Benoit. Benoit with a sharp angle shot. Went wide of the net. Trapped at the near boards by Marner. His shot deflected just wide of Reimer's cage. Grabbed off by Samuelsson and carried into the corner. And played now back at the net for Owen Power. Power getting it ahead at center. Tag Thompson drops it off for Tuck. Tuck gets it in on the right wing side. A shot pad save made by Murray off the stick of Samuelsson. Tuck getting it back to the point. Shot coming, and that went off the skate of McCabe, and the Leafs have the loose puck back in his own zone. McCabe made a pretty good split save there, didn't he?
He did. But right after, at the same time, Matt Murray went post to post and lifted the net up about 6 inches off the post before it settled down again. That's one of his trademark moves, isn't it?
Yep. Leafs get to center, and McCabe shoots it into the zone. Down the boards, chopped high to the line, settled by Robertson, but then knocked away from him. Sabres get across the line with Kulich. He drops it off, trying to play it back to the net. It comes to Gilbert. Gilbert back of the goal. Sabres get it back to the point. Walking the line, Bowen Byram. He drops it off. Looking for a return pass, but it is knocked off a stick and down back of the Toronto goal. Battle ensues there. Robertson can't get to it. Doney couldn't help out. Comes back to the point. Bowen Byram to the far side, and a one-timer was blocked before it reached the net. Back to the blue line once more. Krebs walking the line. Left wing side. Rasmus Dahlin, and that went off Morgan Riley's pants. Seat of pants. And the Leafs are going to get it to the line and knocked high in the air and fought for every inch to get to center and then flip it into the offensive zone. 10:42 left to play here in the period. Sabres with a lead pass at center. In on the right wing. Long shot into the glove of Murray, and he's going to hold on for a face-off coming in the Toronto zone as a result.
One of the for me, it was an odd move that the Buffalo Sabres made. They bought out Jeff Skinner. He'd signed an 8-year, $72 million deal. They bought out the last 3 years. He'd scored 92 goals in the last 3 before buying him out in the summer. And two-time 30-goal guy with the Buffalo Sabres in back-to-back seasons, but over 92 goals, and you still buy the guy out, which is a little curious, and especially what it does to your cap as well.
Leafs play it off the boards. Camp gets it down into Buffalo territory. Going back after it now. The Sabres lose it in front of the net, and Lorenz gets it back to the point in a drive. That was blocked away nicely by Reimer. Back of the goal once more. Pontus Holmberg pinned up against the wall, dug it free. He was tripped up. The puck was into the corner. Lorenz in on the forecheck. An errant pass comes into the slot, and the Sabres are back after it again. Round back of the net, long lead feed is going the length of the ice. And an icing call will come here against the Buffalo Sabres with 9:46 to go in the second period.
But a pretty good shift by the fourth line. In on the forecheck. Pontus Holmberg battling in behind the Buffalo net. And then finally getting some help from David Kemp. And Steven Lorentz was in there as well. At least almost banged in another one.
Leafs win the face-off. Riley playing it in front of the goal. Tipped by Tavares, and Reimer got a piece of that, sent it wide. Now it comes out in front of the net again, and one of the Leafs got snowballed in front of the net and knocked down.
I think that was Pacioretty.
Yeah, I agree. Here's Nylander back in over the line, drops it up at the top of the circles into the slot, and Timmins couldn't help him out with a shot as the Sabres get it to center ice. Brought in over the line by Tavares. Right wing side, Nylander pass in front, they score! Pacioretty! 5-1 Toronto! The road is on in Buffalo!
Tavares almost had one on a redirection earlier. But this time, the same line comes back. Tavares gets just over the Buffalo line, tosses it off the right wing boards to Willie Nylander, and Willie Nylander looking up, sees Pacioretty going to the far post, and Pacioretty tips it past James Reimer, and the Leafs now 5 goals on 16 shots. And are you comfortable in Buffalo with a 5-1 lead halfway through?
No, don't be stupid. What are you, dumb?
I was going to wait for your answer to see.
No, I am not. The little shop of horrors can rear its ugly head at any moment. Leafs to center, and Matthews chopping it in over the line. But you can certainly hear the Leaf fans chanting. Matthews coming out of the corner with it, trying to drop it back, and he'll send it down in along the board. Pacioretty gets the goal to make it 5-1. And for Max, that is his 5th of the season. And what a nice little signing that was. Matthews spins it ahead. Benoit, lead pass. Nyes will backhand deep into Buffalo territory. Reimer out of the cage, punches around the boards for Rasmus Dahlin. The Leafs' #1 line is out on the ice. Domi along with Robertson and McMahon as the shot deflects high to the blue line and kept in by Buffalo. Back of the net for Zucker. Zucker had it knocked away by Tanev. Tanev after the puck around the boards to the far side. Ekman-Larsson trying to chip it ahead. Robertson gets a hold of it, tried to spring it up on the wing, and then it's brought in offside, I believe. Unless there's a penalty that we can't see because we can't see the referee, and nope, doesn't look like it. Max Pacioretty from Nylander and Tavares at 10:47, and it is 5-1 Toronto. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Mr. Ralph, you're going to have to break in a new play-by-play man on Monday. I will be taking the second period off. And young David Charles Bowen.
Any relation?
No, I have no idea who the young man is. Is going to get an opportunity in the next generation game.
Well, I'll give you some stats.
Okay.
That I have. I think they're pretty good.
Okay.
Working with guys that was their first NHL game. John Abbott, who's in Calgary now. Dan Dunleavy, who's the voice of the Buffalo Sabres. Worked his first game. John Bartlett. National game. There's
Tavares in over the line on the left wing, trying to get a backhand away, but couldn't. And then it bounced in on goal, and it was stopped there by Reimer.
They've had a pretty good run of working with guys in their first NHL games that have gone on to pretty impressive career.
Well, David is excited as hell. I'll tell you that. Here's a centering pass in front of the Sabres goal that was knocked aside as Holmberg was there. He's been doing the Sudbury Wolves games for the last number of years. And the next generation game will be there, and we're very much looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun. Played into the Buffalo zone. David Camp Gets it back to the point. This line looking to get in on the action. Shot deflects wide of the net. Camp cycles it back, but cut off by the Sabres into the corner. And now back to the net. Lorenz unable to reach it. Pinching in to keep it in was Connor Timmins. And the Sabres trying to get organized in their own end and having a difficult time. Gilbert will finally get it launched high to center ice, where it's settled down by the Leafs and played back out into neutral territory. Brought on by Gilbert again. He gets into the slot. Lost the handle on it. Krebs tries to carry on for him along the near boards. Playing it into the far corner with 5:55 to go in the period. Leafs get it to the line, but not out. Sabres in on the left wing. Krebs back to the point. Samuelsson got a pass, then a wrist shot. Knocked down in front of the goal. The Leafs continue to block a lot of shots. And now chipped to the line, but not out. Power gets a shot in on goal, and it's covered up by Murray. And now there's some shoving in front of the net. McCabe has got a hold of Dylan Cousins, dragging him to the end boards. And you can imagine the frustration of the Buffalo Sabres team.
Well, and there it was, guys just looking for a rebound, and the Leafs come barreling in to remove him from the tight line of Matt Murray. But you're right, for Buffalo, I mean, this has been a tough stretch, and the Leafs have to keep their collective skates on the Sabres' throats.
5-1 Toronto. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. The situation with David doing the game with you on Monday is not without precedent. I'm old enough to remember Foster Hewitt on Young Canada Hockey Night would have his son, Bill, would come in, and he was a teenager, I think, doing the game. He would do a period or so. So I want to thank Keith Pelly, the CEO of Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment. I floated the idea with him, and he thought it was a great idea. So I know that David is looking forward to working with you. And unfortunately, he has sat and listened to you, and I told him, now you're going to get jabbed by Mr. Ralph at some point. Come on now.
I will say,
I'll be disappointed if you don't.
Out of all those guys that I mentioned that I worked with in their first NHL game, they did nothing for me.
Well, I'll mention to David and see if we can't change that. All right. Puck in the Toronto zone. Dished off to Marner. He'll get it off to Tanev. Tanev circles back. Now goes around back of the goal. Fed off on the wing for Timmins. Timmins drops it back for Tanev, and Tanev taking his time coming out of his own end. Marner has drifted back and is bringing it out 4-on-4 here with coincident minor penalties as Marner gets in with a rising shot that narrowly missed the head of James Reimer. Tuck dropping it back. There's 4:54 to go here in period number 2 with the Leafs leading 5-1. 5 goals on 19 shots. How was their shooting percentage the other night? Here the Sabres in. Pass into the slot. Dahlin into the crest on Murray. He lost the rebound, but the Leafs found it for him. Now Nylander with a shot that went wide. A minute I thought it was Nick Robertson, 89 and not 88.
Might have gone in. the way things have gone.
Yeah, Willie, come on.
Oh, no, that wasn't a shot at Nylander. That was a reference to how hot Nick Robertson
was. Well, that was my point, too, yes. Here's Dahlin in over the line. Pass deflected away there by McMahon. Comes back to Dahlin. Left wing side. Samuelsson scores! Snaps it over the shoulder of Matt Murray to make it 5-2 with 4:04 to go. Don't say a word. Not a word. Don't say it. No, you're thinking it. Don't think it.
Feeling it. This is where Leafs all get sort of sucked down low. Samuelson's alone at the top of the left wing circle. 4-on-4, a little more room on the ice. And he walks in and just snaps it far side over the left shoulder of Matt Murray. And the Buffalo Sabres have scored for the second time in this period. That might have actually gone off Bobby McMahon's stick. McMahon came over trying to get his stick in front of it. And a lot of times, Joe, 9 times out of 10 or maybe 95 out of 100, you'll end up getting the deflection you want.
That one didn't happen. Now here's the Leafs in with Ekman-Larsson trying to play it down into the corner for Matthews. Matthews gets it back into the slot for Marner. Marner looking for a one-timer. Fed it off to Tanner, who didn't deliver it. Now Matthews works to the top of the circle. Then got a shot away. It was deflected in on goal. Stopped by Reimer. There's a scramble for the loose puck. Off in the wing, and now a shot. Oh, great save made by Reimer's left hand off of Matthews. The Leafs are buzzing again. Played around the boards to the far side. Kicked into the corner. Kemp leaves it there for Marner, who flips it in front of the goal. Lorenz couldn't get a shot away, and the Sabres are going to get it out into neutral ice. They'll play it to the Leaf blue line and in. And now Toronto has it under control with the lead pass up on the wing for Lorenz. Lorenz to Pontus Holmberg, but he couldn't kick it up to his stick from taking the pass off his skate. 2:57 to play here in the period. Pass out into the center ice area. Holmberg gets it to the line and just over the line. Sabres are able to come away with it, and Dahlin will get it up at center. Holmberg tripped up the Buffalo player, and there's going to be a penalty here to Toronto.
Boy, this is going to be a huge power play for the Sabres.
Dahlin gets it up on the left wing. Bowen Byram dropping it back. Dahlin will try to play it off on the wing, and he does. Brought on by Peterka. Peterka gets into the zone, off a stick. It'll be touched here by Connor Timmins. And here's the penalty. And I don't know if it was intentional or not. Holmberg was going to the Leaf bench and got tangled up with one of the Sabre players. Well, he kind of dragged that right leg, and if he did, it was a really dumb penalty.
He was just trying to maybe hold Tage Thompson up, but Thompson continued forward. And they kind of clicked skates. 2:17 to go here in the second period. The 5-1 lead is now 5-2.
Here you are trying to get back into the lineup, and you take a penalty like that, and no matter how you try to explain it, it ain't coming off the way the coach thinks, right?
No, and that's one of the things that the Leafs have struggled with, and that's taking penalties outside their own zone.
Yeah. Penalty kill brought to you by CMC Markets. Take your trading to the next level with $0 commission on stocks. Clearing attempt by Tanev was blocked. McCabe gets it to the side of the net and quickly spun out and sent out and down the ice by the Leaf penalty killers. 2 minutes to play in the period. 1:45 left in power play. This is the second of the game for Buffalo. Thompson comes through center. Works to the line. Stolen by Marner. Marner gingerly plays it off the near boards, and it'll slide down into Buffalo territory again. Rasmus Dahlin turns with it now. Dahlin coming out, dropping it all the way back. Tag Thompson gets it up on the right side. Bowen Byram got across, or at least, Gilbert got across the line, but the Leafs intercept the pass, and down the ice it goes again. Reimer will leave it back of the goal. Power starts out for Buffalo. Works to center. Now running out of options, but drops the puck back. Carried in over the line. The Sabres gain possession in the offensive zone. Zucker getting it back to the blue line. Near side now for Kulich, a shot. Blocker save made there by Murray. Leafs clear but not out. Cousins keeping it in with a shot that went high and wide over top of the net. Sabres with it again. Zucker in the near corner. Back to the point. Long shot coming and out top of the circle. And the crease to cover up on that is Matt Murray to stop play. 36 seconds left to go in the power play. 53 seconds left in the second period. Toronto 5, Buffalo 2.
And another time after the whistle, Simon Benoit says, I'm going to push you. It was Jason Zucker standing at the side of the net after the whistle, and Benoit just a push right into the chest. I kind of like that, though, right?
Yep. Sabres win the draw. Here's Tuck working down into the corner, dropping it back to the point. Dahlin feeds it off on the right side. 22 seconds in the power play. Centering pass, one-timer, blocked by Tanev. What a display of shot blocking that was. And it's shot out and down the ice by the Leafs.
Well, and a great play by Austin Matthews. Gets the puck behind his own net and just wires it out of the zone.
3 seconds left in the power play. Played off his skate. Leafs are back at full and even strength. Nyes comes to center, and he's going to shoot it in as the Leafs change with just 10 seconds left in the period. Sabres in their own zone with a long up that's gone the length of the ice. It'll be an icing call with 3 seconds left in the period and coming back into the Buffalo zone.
That might have been David Camp. 64, not 34. Oh, no, it was Matthews. You saw the very next time Buffalo comes back, David Camp had replaced the Leaf captain.
Samuelson's goal comes at 15:56. Power and Peterka assisting on it.
It's only the 7th time this year the Leafs have hit the 5-goal mark. And in fairness, only in 2 of those games did they do it without an empty net goal. One was a 6-4 win in Winnipeg. The 6th goal was an empty netter, and the other one was 6-2 over Los Angeles at home ice early on.
Leafs number 1 line is really cooking here tonight. McMahon, Domi, and Robertson have all scored goals for the Maple Leafs again. And it's 5-2. We'll ship it off to Jim Taddy and Anthony Stewart. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Maple Leafs with a 5-2 lead over the Buffalo Sabres. They've done it on 21 shots on goal, 14 of them coming in the second period. The Sabres have had 20, and they had 11 in the second period. But the line of Max Domi, along with Nick Robertson and Bobby McMahon, has been just absolutely electric since being put together. And it has the elements, doesn't it? You got the big guy in McMahon that can work the boards and be physical, go to the front of the net. You've got the sniper in Robertson, who is like a water bug out there at times. And then you've got Max Domi, who can be both physical and a distributor of the puck.
And now we're starting to see the shot as well from Max Domi. But I think what's really underrated with Bobby McMahon's game, Joe, is his speed. I mean, remember the goal he scored against Edmonton in the third period when he simply outraced 2 defensemen from his own end, went in and beat Stuart Skinner.
And how much did the Leafs miss him?
I mean, obviously you miss Nylander and the time he missed in the playoffs against Boston last year. You miss Matthews, you miss Joseph Wall, especially for Game 7. But Bobby McMahon never played a playoff game and could have been huge.
Now here's Nylander coming to center. He'll shoot it in. The Leafs defending the goal to the right. Favors to the left. Down into the corner now. Pacioretty trying to get it back to the point. Did. Oliver Ekman-Larsson rings the boards with it. Stolen back by Toronto's Tavares. In front of the net. Pacioretty stopped a big rebound. And Reimer made a couple of good saves in tight. Nylander has the puck again. Far side for Tavares. Back of the net and around the boards for Riley. Riley on the left wing. Back in for Nylander. Nylander curls out, trying to get it back to the blue line off a skate. Going to come to center, and the Leafs are going to change. Don't need to get greedy for goals. Got to play well both ends. Sabres now counterattack across the line. Dropping it back, intercepted by Toronto, and it'll be played up on the wing for Marner, and he'll chop it out at center ice. Power. Rink-wide pass. Sabres shoot it in around the board. Riley in the near corner. Prize at 3. Tripped it along the wall, but didn't get it out. Power at the point with a shot. That was blocked away by Murray, and it's played off the boards by the Leafs and out into the center ice area.
Well, there's a green light in behind the net that is still on, the one that signals the end of the period.
Okay, well, we got our clock on our screen ticking down, so
yeah, but
that isn't it. All right, and across the line for Quinn. He rolls it back into that. Yeah, that light is on there. I don't know what's going on.
When I played, it was a different color. It was.
It flickered, but on and off. Yeah. I can associate with that.
Like it was killing moths.
Yeah. Sabres across the line, left wing side. Quinn can't get a shot. Plays it around back of the net for Cousins. Cousins tries to center. Up on the wing for Domi. Domi just gets rid of it. And has it gone down the length of the ice? Yes, it has. Robertson gave chase, but unable to get there before icing is called and will be sent back into the Toronto zone. What a chance Pacioretty had.
Yeah, that was a great little setup by Willie Nylander. Just a little backhand flick through the skates of the Buffalo defenseman onto the stick of John Tavares. Now, Tavares has pretty much stopped in front of James Reimer. Tried to tip it and then tried to get his rebound back. And Nylander and Tavares are having a bit of a chuckle now. But as you see, yeah, that green light is still on, one that usually signifies the end of a period.
All right. Now, that's also the goal light, is it not? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they're different in every end. We just got to look at the Buffalo end. It's not on.
No. Played around the boards. David Camp into the corner. Lorenz couldn't help him out. And Rasmus Dahlin will drop it off in the Sabres. Byram gets it up on the left wing. Into the lead zone and a drop pass. Nelson gets it back of the net. Poked off his stick as it comes to the near wing. Camp couldn't get a skate on it or a stick. Sabres keeping it in, but from out on the outside, now to the left wing side. Dahlin in with a shot, missed the net. Rebound, Karam's all the way out and down into Buffalo territory. Power goes back behind the net. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, or UPL as they call him, started the game but didn't last.
That's back-to-back games for him not finishing.
Puck in the Toronto zone, wedged up against the boards. I'll let you know when it comes free. Now it does. Played up on the wing. Back of the net, a centering pass. Come off the bouncing puck out at center, and Nylander is out. Nylander with Pacioretty. Off on the wing to Pacioretty. Pacioretty goes with a backhand, but a weak one was steered wide easily by Reimer. Pacioretty in the corner in the offensive zone. Centers! And that was missed by Tavares. Got a shot from the blue line. Deflected wide of the goal. And Alex Tuch will carry to center and backhand it into the Toronto end as changes come.
Boy, that was Jake McCabe that stuck in from the right point.
Tavares through neutral ice. Backhanding it high. Gobbled up there by the Sabres and played out into the center ice area. McCabe giving it off on the wing to Benoit and Marner. Played on the backhand to center. Matthews rolls it down into Buffalo territory. Reimer played it back. And intercepted then by Marner, but it is knocked off his stick and comes to center. Marner gets it to Morgan Riley, and Riley back in for Nyes. Trying to find Matthews, but off a skate in back of the net it goes. Sabres get it along the boards, and they'll play it up on the left wing, and it's brought in over the line now by Clifton. Clifton into the slot, and a good block by Morgan Riley. Leafs have done another great job of blocking shots, and lead it by a score of 5-2. Sabres back, bringing it out on the left wing. Worked in now by Gilbert. Then around the boards into the near corner. Trying to get there was Clifton. He couldn't. It comes back to the point, though. Fed off on the near wing. Peterka couldn't reach it. The Leafs play it ahead, and out at center, Robertson trying to give it to McMahon, but finds Oliver Ekman-Larsson in with a shot. It's drilled into the chest of Reimer, and he's going to hold on and bring a face-off in the Buffalo zone. Maple Leafs at this point have blocked 16 shots. Connor Timmins leading the way with 4. Jake McCabe has 3. And the Sabres, they have blocked 8 shots. It's a mindset, and it is certain the Leaf team as a whole, and certainly the defense corps in particular, has certainly bought into it, haven't they? That and the fact the ice machine is getting a lot of work out after the fact. Leafs play it in on the left wing for Tavares. Looking back in front of the net for Willie. And he redirected it, but Reimer A little deeper in the net on that occasion, took it on the chest, and is able to hold on.
One thing I've liked about the Leafs games of late, when taking the lead into the third period, which, by the way, they are a perfect 16-0 when leading after 2. But even going back to the game Sunday against the Sabres at home, they outshot Buffalo, 19-7 in the third period. Didn't try to sit back and protect the lead. Well, one thing that really helped the Leafs in this game was a better start on the road.
Leafs win the face-off. Riley sending it to the net, and Reimer got tangled up there. He went right. The puck went left, but it missed the net. Sure, that would have counted anyway. I think there would have been goaltender interference called. Now the Leafs across the line for Pacioretty, dropping for Nylander. He stops up, one hands it as he slid and fell, and now Thompson starts back for Buffalo. Tag Thompson to the line. That hit the linesman. They don't get into the zone. Leafs trying to counter, but it'll be Pacioretty just chipping it into Buffalo territory. Coming up on 7 minutes played, and this period can't go fast enough for me. I'd like to get back and see a little of my Fighting Irish of Notre Dame football game. Led currently 14-0 by the Fighting Irish. Played along the boards and into the corner. Camp dug it free. Lorenz trying to find an open man, missed. And it'll be an icing charge here against Toronto and brought back.
Now, we did have James Reimer pop into the booth when we were doing the game Sunday.
Yeah.
Wasn't drafted.
I mean, one of the nicest young men you would ever want to meet. He and his wife do a great job. They do a lot of charitable work and everything else.
Frank Berube trying to pound home a message to his team. And I mean, this is one of those games that you're going to have to stay on them. Don't get lulled into a false sense of security. Start sitting back.
Leafs get the puck along the boards, but the Sabres punch it in around back of the net. Oliver Ekman-Larsson sends it back into the crowd. Back to the point. It comes to Dahlin. Shot deflected wide. Near boards. Peterka couldn't come up with it. And Pontus Holmberg trying to get it out. Got a little of assistance there as he was knocked down at the blue line. Now puck played back to Buffalo's territory. Knocked up on the wing. Leafs are at home tomorrow night. The New York Islanders in town. As Henry pass. Good pad save and a rebound. Knocked away as well by Matt Murray. Nyes gets it down into Buffalo territory. Takes his man in against the boards. Chipped around the boards then by the Sabres to get it out. And it's backhanded by Peterka to the Leaf blue line. McCabe will restore it with Benoit. And McCabe taking his time in his own zone, stretching things out, allowing Max Domi to come back in strength. He makes sure that stick is okay. Good idea. Last man back. I can't have that stick break while I make that one last outlet pass.
However, what if it broke?
Yeah. Well, then you are in trouble. Yeah. But at least you know it's there.
Yeah.
Here are the Sabres coming back in across the line. Got around Benoit into the corner from Malston. And then Benoit took it away from him, and the Leafs break it out. Bobby McMahon playing it in off the boards and into Buffalo territory. Robertson into the forecheck. Can't come up with it. Sabres come away with it, and out at center ice they come. Sabres in on the left wing. Send it around the boards and into the corner. Grabbed there by Lafferty, sent down into the Toronto zone, and it is going to be, or into the Buffalo zone, it's going to be an icing call.
Anyway, the Sabres, when trailing after 2 periods of play this season, are 2-13. They've not been able to string together many come-from-behind wins when trailing after 2. But like we said, I mean, we've, over the years, been so many odd, horrible things have happened to the Leafs in Buffalo.
Yeah. And an icing call. And one of the best nights I think I've ever had broadcasting game was in Buffalo when we were there. And the Leafs turned the tables on the Sabres and came back, tied the game up, and Alex McGillney got his 1,000th point on an overtime winner by
Thomas Coverley.
Gosh, you are good.
Marty Biron was the goalie for the Sabres.
Yes. Well, I bring that up when we see Marty here at TSN every once in a while. Just
I believe, and the Leafs were down 5-2 in the third period in that game. Yep. Came back to force overtime.
I think Owen Nolan scored a really bad goal that kind of got it going, didn't he?
From below the goal line in the corner.
Yes.
Off Biron's back.
Here's Tuck with a shot, blocked, the rebound controlled by Nylander, fed around the boards, but the Sabres pinched to keep it in. Pumped to the near side, cut off there. Along the wall, Zucker works to the top of the circle, now into the corner. Ran into a traffic jam, lost the puck. Nylander elevates it high to center, and a high stick makes contact with it with 10:21 left to play in the third period. Leafs now getting a penalty. Tavares has gone to the penalty box. Didn't see that. Well, we'll try and sort it out when we come back. Buffalo to the power play. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Going to have some 4-on-4 hockey as Tavares got the slashing penalty, but not until he was slashed first. And that was Jason Zucker.
I thought at first they only saw the retaliation from Tavares. That was just coming out late. Puck had already come out of the Leafs zone. And in the corner, Zucker gave the hack to the back of the leg of Tavares, who waited for Zucker to catch up with him and give it right back to him.
Here's Tuck bringing it into the Leafs zone. A pass goes off a skate and is caromed all the way down into Buffalo territory. 4-on-4 for another minute 40. And Rasmus Dahlin is back in his own zone. Dropping it off. Brought out by Tuck. Pass on the left wing is an errant one that has gone down into the... It must have gone off a Leaf player because there's no icing. And now Marner has it in his own zone, playing it around back of the net for Tanev. Tanev swings it up ahead for Marner with skating room to center. Marner comes to the line and in. He's with David Kampf. Works to the right wing side. Looks for Kampf in front. And the pass deflected and went harmlessly wide of the Buffalo goal. Interesting combination out there. As Marner now goes to the bench. Kampf remains out. Sabres are back in their own zone. Cousins skating through neutral ice, hits the line. Cousins makes a nice move, but then lost the handle on the puck. Riley forces it up the boards, but Kampf can't get it out for him. Sabres keep it in. Tag Thompson playing it back on the boards. Gobbled up there by Cousins. Left wing feed. A pass into the slot area. Deflected wide of the goal. Down the boards goes Peterka. Peterka against the wall. Tied up there by Timmins. A pass into the slot area. Intercepted by Kampf. And Nylander is out trying to feed it ahead as he had Oliver Ekman-Larsson breaking. All right. Back to the point. It comes in the Leaf zone. A shot blocked away nicely by Murray. Maybe his best save of the game. Played up on the wing, and the Leafs get it out. Nylander in across the line on the left wing. Stops up. Looks for a man. Into the slot area, and a wrist shot by McCabe. Went wide of the net, and Reimer, I don't think, had any idea where that was. He just got out and seemed to get stiff as a board, hoping it was going to hit him.
He didn't really react till it hit the glass, did he?
No, he didn't. Sabres work it into the slot area, got it in front of the goal, and they score! Owen Power creeps in from the left wing and don't go away, unfortunately. It's 5-3.
Deep breath. Leafs have an opportunity at one end. And the Sabres, they just drive towards the net. And the puck goes through a couple of pairs of skates. Samuelsson, who had the 5-2 goal, and this was thrown to the front of the net, goes through a couple of pairs of skates, then off a Buffalo skate. And is that Owen Power that finished it off?
Yes, it is.
To get the Buffalo Sabres back to within 2. 8:04 to go, 5-3 Toronto.
Fifth goal of the year for Power. And a whistle right off the face-off. So they'll do it again.
You know, coming into this game, the Leafs were -2 goals for and against in the first period, -2 goals for and against in the third period, and then +16 in the second period.
Well, they have been very good at 5-on-5. thus far this season, as the Leafs get it in, and Matthews plays it down into the corner. Not sure if that was a 4-on-4 goal or not. We'll have to double check. Here's Benoit carrying down into the offensive zone. Back to the point it comes. Matthews with a wrister that was deflected by Reimer into the corner. A centering pass. Matthews goes to the net. Oh, and Reimer made a great save, but a penalty is coming here to Buffalo.
That's going to be a slash, I think, and a pretty good penalty to take, as Matthews took a clever little pass from Mitch Marner. Marner was behind the net, threw it out to Matthews, cutting across the top of the crease, and before he could finish the move, got hacked and lost the puck.
You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Terry Koshin in today's Toronto Sun had an interesting stat. 5-on-5 goals against. Leafs have allowed 46. So that translates over an 82-game season, 118. The last 3 years under Sheldon Keefe, 168, 142, and 182. So the big difference is how they have defended 5-on-5. Now, they've given up 2 goals to the Sabres 5-on-5 tonight, but overall, it's quite a difference.
Yeah, we could use the eye test on that too, couldn't we?
Oh, yeah. Brought in over the line now by the Sabres. Shot deflected wide by Murray. Leafs on the power play.
And it would be nice to restore that 3-goal lead here for a little bit of breathing room.
Morgan Riley starting out of his own zone. Going to carry the center. Played off on the right wing. Tavares drops for Nylander. Nylander brings it into the zone. Off Tavares to Matthews. Matthews trying to chip it along the boards. Tavares got it into the corner, but the Sabres intercept, and they're going to send it out and down the ice. Murray plays off onto Riley's stick. 6:38 to play here in the third period. Brought on now by Marner. Nice play to get it to center. He works to the line and in. Works to the right wing board. Send it off to Willie on the near boards. Nylander trying to restore it. That goes to Matthews. Back to Marner. Shot deflected wide of the goal. Matthews after it in the far corner. Stolen back. Cleared to the line. Nylander standing there. Had it hit him right in the chest. Kept in by Toronto. Marner down low to Matthews. Coming out in front. And down is Reimer to cover up on it. And Gilbert gave Matthews a pretty good shove, and then Tavares comes in and tries to...
Matthews doesn't seem
too perturbed by it.
Well, too impressed by it either. He's still down on one knee and behind James Reimer. 40 seconds left in the Leaf power play. And look at the... I don't even know if you want to call them the second unit. You almost think that Craig Berube should just throw out the Domi line.
Well, exactly.
And I don't mean that to be kind of a smart-ass comment either.
It's
I mean, they've been so good.
They're so hot. Exactly. Yep.
I mean, we'll get a variation of them. I'm sure Matthew Nyes will be on the second unit as well. Max Pacioretty. Yep.
Domi is out there, and the Leafs going with a couple of defensemen as Oliver Ekman-Larsson gets it to Timmins, and his one-timer was partially blocked. Nyes in the corner, can't come up with it. Run around the boards, it's going to come to center, and Domi has to go back to settle it down. Oliver Ekman-Larsson in his own zone. Looking up ice, gets it ahead for Timmins. Timmins at the blue line, just shoots it in. Round the boards, it'll be played off a skate, and the Sabres trying to counter, bring it out at center ice with McLeod. He drops it back into the slot, and a wrist shot went just wide of the goal. Don't look at me like that. Played out into the center ice area, down into the Buffalo end. Penalty is over. 5:26 to go, third period. Sabres through center. Miss a hit, but the puck off the stick. And it is Benoit just launching it high into neutral ice back to the Buffalo blue line. Sabres counter attack now, and Tag Thompson gave the puck away against the boards to David Camp. Played into the corner for Bobby McMahon. Robertson couldn't get to it. And the pass goes off a skate and comes to the Toronto blue line. Thompson trying to get it into the zone, couldn't. Camp comes back in over the line with Robertson. Camp to McMahon, going top shelf short side. And he had some room there, but he just missed. It comes all the way back into the Toronto end. Ekman Larson with 4:40 to play in the third period. Getting it ahead at center and now shot into the Buffalo end of the rink. Around the boards, it'll be pushed to the line, and the Sabres will bring it back into neutral ice and in on the left wing with a long shot. Blocked away there by Murray. We'll have to keep an eye to see if Lindy Ruff decides to pull the goaltender, Reimer, fairly early down a pair. And really, what have you got to lose if you're the Sabres? Played high to the Buffalo blue line and into the zone. Sabres go back to recover the loose puck. Played up on the back of the net, and Buffalo will organize as they wait to get teammates exchanged, and they have the puck back of the goal. Played out at center to the blue line. Nylander almost stole it, but it comes in over the line. Timmins trying to dig it free, but couldn't. Sabres get it out into the slot area. Unable to send a backhand was Owen Power, but then a wrist shot deflected off a Toronto body and went wide. Power has it back at the blue line. Left wing side, back to Power. Shot, and scores! And the Sabres are within one.
A one-timer from fairly long range as Power just lets it go from the right point. Left-handed shooting defenseman. A little bit of traffic flying by in front, but Matt Murray never really seemed to pick it up. And that actually, Joe, might have hit a Leaf stick. But the Sabres 5-1 has gone to 5-4. The Leafs going to challenge this.
And they are...
And I don't know what the challenge would be, whether it was offside coming into the zone. But Craig Berube sort of nodded towards the official. And I think we got a challenge.
Toronto is challenging the call of the ice to determine if there was goaltender interference prior to the scoring of the goal.
Boy, this is gutsy. Oh, boy, is this gutsy. You lose the challenge. And not only is it 5-4, but the Sabres would go into the power play. There was a flyby in front of Matt Murray. I haven't seen anything.
Well off the angle.
Yeah,
and I don't know if that's because of the contact or not. But
boy, you've got to be
really sure here.
100% sure here.
Well, the Leafs have been pretty good at this over the years. And our friend in the video room,
Jordan Bean, Cam Kim, they've both done an outstanding job. And we have still not seen a replay.
No.
The officials have seen about 8 of them. We're still waiting. There we go.
There it is. All right.
They're saying... Okay, I don't know. They just showed us the entry into the zone. But it wasn't... All right. We apologize.
Yeah.
Here, we're going to see it. Okay. Now, the skate does... kick the stick of Murray. Is that enough to turn it over? So as Murray's going to his left, Buffalo player in front of him is cutting across to Murray's right.
Is it Lafferty? I'm not sure.
And he does make contact with the stick of Murray.
Yep. And the shot comes, and where that stick should have been is where the puck goes in. And it was...
And you know what? He's not being pushed. He goes in on his own.
Yep. And it was Sam Lafferty, and here's the call.
After review, there was goaltender interference.
Wow. Wow. I mean, you could see it being called back, but you could also see them saying, hey, it was from long range. It was just stick on skate.
Jordan Bean, Sam Kim, you've done your work. You've done a great job there.
But that's still up to Craig Berube to say, okay, let's pull the trigger on this.
Yep. So the Leafs still lead 5-3. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Sam Lafferty is adjudicated as interfering with Murray, and the goal disallowed. And the Leafs have the puck in their own zone. Tanev got it ahead, and it's deflected down into Buffalo territory with 3:16 to go, and Reimer still in the net. Back of the goal is Bowen Byram as it comes up on the left wing. Sabres send it in. It goes, apparently didn't touch anybody, and an icing call is the end result. It'll come back into Buffalo territory.
Our town scoreboard, Florida Panthers and St. Louis Blues look to be headed to overtime, 1-1 in Florida. And the New York Rangers holding on to a 2-1 lead in Dallas midway through the second.
28 shots apiece, but the Leafs have 5 and the Sabres have 3. Draw one by Buffalo. Played back of the net. Byram gets it up on the wing. Brought to the Leaf blue line and launched in, but knocked out of the air, and the Leafs get it back at center. Nyes gets to the red line and rolls it right back down into Buffalo territory.
Boy, lucky for Buffalo that James Reimer didn't head to the bench early.
Now brought out at center ice now by Kulich. Got it into the Toronto zone. Knocked back towards the blue line. Trapped there and kept in by Owen Power. Power to the near side. Dahlin with a shot in traffic. That deflected wide of the net. Leafs taking a look. Reimer is still in the net, as far as we can tell, with 2:26 to go. Sabres send it around the boards and into the near corner. It came off the stanchion at a strange angle. And now it's grabbed off by Benoit, who'll get it ahead for Marner, who redirects it out at center. Reimer apparently still in the net. Played to the line. Now he's gone to the bench. We see him getting there. So an extra attacker on for Buffalo. Stolen by Marner, but he couldn't get it ahead. Kept in by Tuck. A shot that goes high and wide with 2 minutes left. Back to the point. Dahlin. And he drifted that one off a leg and went wide. Kept in by Buffalo. Another shot by Dahlin blocked in front of the net. Near boards now for Peterka. Down into the corner. Fed around the wall to the far side for Thompson. Thompson back to the blue line for Dahlin. Dahlin to Peterka. He lost a handle on it. Hammered off the boards by the Leafs. And it's gone out and down the ice. And an icing call here against Toronto. With 1:35 to go here in the third period. The Leafs up by a pair, trying to hang on to a win in Buffalo that is never a safe spot to even think a 2-goal lead is home and cooled out.
Well, 4-goal lead. It was 5-1. And I asked you, how comfortable are you? A 5-1 Leaf lead in Buffalo halfway through the game.
And I replied,
not very.
Not very, no.
And here we are, 5-3 with a goalie pulled late.
Draw one by Toronto. Played off the boards, but not out. A pass to the left wing side. Gets into the corner now for Zucker. Zucker gets it along the boards. Leafs are trying to get it out with Pacioretty on the wall. Can't do it. Backhanded in around the boards by Cousin. Back of the net, the Sabres control. Zucker loses it. Marner ahead to Pacioretty with an empty net. Missed the net. And it's going to be an icing call. He had another stride to get to center. He's thinking that he did get to center, but there was no way he did.
No, he was in a bit of a hurry. Took the nice pass. And the other thing is, Joe, he had a lot of room down the left wing side. He could have just lugged that even more towards the Buffalo zone, but I think probably thought, I got a shot at the empty net now, and I'm going to take it. But 1:09 to go, and a big face-off in the Leaf zone. Austin Matthews forced to stay out with Mitch Marner and Pacioretty because of the icing.
And the draw won by the Leafs. Benoit takes the puck to the boards and is hoping to pin it there as long as he can. He's got his skate wedged up against the wall. The puck is finally dug free. Marner trying to tip it and gets it out at center ice as he dives. Leafs get a change of players. Brought out now by Buffalo to the near wing. Shot in by Dennis Gilbert. Round the boards it'll get to McCabe. McCabe got it to the winger. Leafs get it out and roll it down into Buffalo territory with 39 seconds left to go. Sabres are back after the loose puck. They'll get to the Toronto blue line and in. Round the boards, it's fed there by Krebs to the far wing. Leafs unable to get it ahead to Nylander. Now they get it to Tavares to Nylander. Empty net. He scores. And the Leafs will put this one away and put it to bed with a 6-3 lead. And Willie Nylander has found the empty net again.
Finish things off in Dallas. John Tavares had a couple of empty netters on his 2 hat tricks in Winnipeg and home to Buffalo on Sunday. And, you know, Tavares, this is an unselfish play. Tavares could have fired it from center. Instead, looks up, shovels it over to the left wing side to Nylander crossing the Buffalo blue line. And he'll snap it into the empty cage. I'm starting to feel a little more comfortable.
Good. There's only 19 seconds left. It could be gas. So the Leafs are going to win back-to-back games on the road for the first time this season. They will also pick up their 44th point and make sure that they're going to be atop of the Atlantic Division as the horn goes to end the game. The Leafs win it by a score of 6-3. I'm going to give it the big hurry up here, if you don't mind, Mr. Ralph.
Well, Joe,
no, we don't have time for anything that you need. We're going to have Jim Taddy along with Anthony Stewart and Mr. Taddy.
Another thing.
No, it's quite all right. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.